Okay, some of us. Yeah.
Have no camera on and you can hear it, okay?
Okay, that's better.
That's Linda.
Okay, so I have to, we're unmuted. We have the video.
Just put it in there, honey. You want me to undo the video?
Hi, Harvey. I think you're sitting in different seats. Well, he's frozen. I guess that's going to be Bonnie there. David Forspan. Actually, it's all in the same place.
Got it muted?
Yeah, but you still can't.
I don't see the rabbi.
He's not on yet. I don't know why I can't hear it.
I think he's in his 90s, Harvey. I think he's in his 90s, Harvey.
Maybe you should start in a few minutes. Now what did I do? I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
I don't know why you can't hear.
Can you work over here your face?
I can't hear anything.
You can hear it. No, on your cheek. Stay still. Stay still. That's so dry. I wonder why. Okay.
It's in pretty bad shape.
Oh, that's Frank Friedman. He's bedridden.
What is it?
I don't know, but it keeps coming. It comes up. There's nothing I can do about it. That stuff on top.
Should I be able to hear them now? Huh?
Nobody's talking.
Hello?
Here.
Hello?
Say hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Hi there. It's been a long time.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
We're doing.
You're doing. That's better than not doing.
Well, I guess so. Can you say hello to? Say hello. Harvey to Harvey.
Hi, Harvey. Who's that?
Who's that? That's me.
No, there was a picture of a guy staring up. I didn't know who it was.
Well, not in our house.
No.
I mean, Harvey has a caregiver, but he's not right here.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie. She just froze.
I don't think she's unmuted yet.
No, maybe not. No, she's not unmuted.
Except that I have to be muted because David's right across the room from me and now there's an echo. So I'm.
So you're muting yourself. I'm sorry, it's funny and not funny. I wanted to thank you, Harvey, for sending me the share notes.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, it's great.
Hello, Harvey.
Hi, Becky. Hi, Gary.
Hi. Hello.
Long time. Well, I guess it's been a year since we've talked with each other.
I know, it's been a year. Yes, it
At
has.
least, absolutely.
Oh, yes. Oh, there's Mom.
It doesn't look is she muted or something, or she's frozen?
She may be. She may be. I don't know.
I think she's frozen.
No, she's moving.
She's moving.
I know,
Very still.
Bonnie, she calls me. I know she's moving.
There she goes. There she goes.
Hi, Fran. Hello there.
Is this connected? Oh, it came out.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
better.
now we hear it. Now I can hear him without the microphone, so take that headphones off. Now I can hear Harvey. Linda.
Hello.
Yeah, now I can hear it. Hello. She's saying hello.
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 How are you? Mwah.
Mwah.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Did you hear Sherry say hi, everybody?
Hi, Siri.
Hi.
And Harvey, I already talked to you. Go to your room. No, never mind.
There.
And more people getting on. That's good. We got on early to make sure we get on, period.
Oh, me too. Us too. Yeah, I got her where she's not hearing with the headphones, just with the computer.
Oh, good, good, good. That's good.
There's us. Oh, I should put on my keeper. Whoa. I should put on the keeper. Where's my towels bag? Oh, there.
This is the first time.
This
There we go.
can't be on in the but same time as there's an echo.
Everything's coming on.
Okay.
I don't know. It's coming on good with mom's, but now with the microphone, with the headset, with the microphone, I was able to hear it.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Okay.
We want to put our towels on?
No, I'll wait till Rabbi comes on.
Yeah.
We'll wait till Rabbi. Oh, yeah.
Ah, this is good.
This is good.
I just saw that.
Oh, yeah. I hear him.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
We
Hello,
see your
everybody.
head.
There he is.
We saw your keeper first.
That's right.
He just kind of popped up.
No,
Watching Aaliyah right
because I don't know when he sent that.
Doing it from the parking lot.
From the parking lot.
Already dry.
Uh,
And the counter.
I just sent him an email. A link asking if
Want
he
to switch to theirs? Do you have in your garbage? Do you have there?
Rabbi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes,
Do you see a picture of a man staring up into the air?
Yes,
I do.
Yes.
Who's
Yes.
that?
They're talking about me. There's a picture of a man staring up.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Who is that?
Just
I
staring up in
have my
space.
camera off, so they see my
I
profile.
think it says Robert or something.
Robert B.
Robert B.
He's
Ooh.
on the YouTube channel.
Type it.
What?
Which
We
page
are
is
getting the YouTube. So
It's Yit Gadol, the Mourner's Kaddish.
Yeah. Got rid of that.
Hi, Franny.
Oh, he's saying hi. Harvey's saying hi.
Hi, Harry. Harvey. Good to you.
Both Harveys. You have to designate which Harvey.
Yeah, there we go.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, how are you doing?
She wants to know how you're doing.
Yeah, Metza
Yeah.
Metza.
Yeah, there we go.
Hi, Harvey. Yes, Mr. Harvey.
Hi, Harvey.
Good.
Hey.
Hi, everybody.
Hello,
that guy.
everyone.
There's that guy staring in the air
Hi,
again.
guys. Staring
Yes,
in
he's
the
still
air.
staring in the air. Is that just a photograph?
I kiss all of you.
Yeah.
Little by little, people coming on. That's great.
Little people come on? I didn't know any little people.
I said, little by little people are coming on.
Oh, excuse me.
No, it's okay. That's okay.
That's a little attempt
That
at
better?
humor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Folks, make sure that you have your talit tote ready to go. We do wear a talit the only night of the year that we do, but we put it on before the holiday begins. So if you wanted to go ahead and say the bracha and put it on now, if you haven't already done that, you may do so. And we shall begin in 10
I'll try to
minutes.
remember tomorrow. Can't read all the names.
Ed, what is your background picture? Can't hear you. You're muted.
It was the Antarctic, but it's not appropriate, so I'm taking it off.
Okay.
I prefer none.
Oh, there it is.
Why does he have headset?
So far, that's the only place that doesn't have COVID. So who knows, you know? Maybe it's very appropriate.
Oh, it was only penguins. I don't think they get COVID.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell what it was.
Okay. Oh, good. They can see it on your. Good. Can you all hear me okay?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Very good.
Hi, Janet and Richard. Hi, Janet, Richard.
Hello, how are
Hello.
you?
Shana Tova.
Shana
Shana
Tova.
Tova.
To all of you. Oh, I see your dad there. Hello there, sir.
You all look beautiful.
Oh.
There.
You all look beautiful.
Harvey, you need to move, I think, a little to your left so we can see your beautiful face.
I wish I could hear
Which
all
Harvey?
of you. I can't see you, and I love you. That's the most important thing. You are beautiful.
Sherry,
Yes.
I think it was your family. Gosh, now I forgot. Is your family part of Goddessman?
My mom was a goddess.
Side. Are there Goddessmans in Toronto?
Daddy, I don't know. Are there?
Where?
Toronto?
Not. I don't know. I don't know of any in Toronto.
Okay, because that's all on our son-in-law's family. They have Goddessmen that married in. So
Oh, yeah. That was sure.
Could be. Maybe.
you never know.
I never heard of Goddessman from there, but it's possible.
My Rabbi, my new sister may be joining via YouTube tonight.
Oh, nice.
Which strain everyone sees.
Hi, Owen and Betty. And George.
Digital screens.
Bonnie, I know you're muted,
Concentrating.
but you're concentrating. Is it going okay? Give me a thumbs up if it is. Okay, keep it going.
I'm saying hello to everybody.
Hello.
Hi,
Again.
Fran.
Shana Tova, Helga,
Where in the mask is she from?
in the bottom right.
Hi, Elga.
Hi, everyone.
Shana
Tova, everybody.
Hi, Sue. Hi, Sue.
You have to be careful. Are we on mute, Mother?
What's that?
Are we on mute?
Are
we on mute?
You want me to mute you?
Hi, Helga.
Dana Vorspan, don't hide behind your name this time. Sit where we can see you.
Hi, Shayna. Hi, Erin. Where's Mabel?
That's better.
Hi, Shayna.
Oh, great lighting.
Glasses up
Have you guys met my granddog? Our granddog?
Your grand dog.
Was he on your lap one day? He was on Bonnie.
Mabel.
Oh, how cute.
Mabel.
Mabel.
You're the best looking rabbi I ever saw.
Thank you, Fran.
Shana Tova, Schusters.
Hi, Schusters.
Hi, Schusters. Oh, you've got the big screen again.
Yes, we are. We're on the TV downstairs. Because
Do you have your daughter working the technical?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi, Rita. Good yontif to you all.
There we go.
Yeah, everybody's coming on little by little.
I've offended any one of you.
No, I can't.
Yeah, I would think
Already one of two.
Jerry and Ellie.
Good.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Good yontif.
Hi, Stan. Hi, Judy. Everybody. Hi, Gladys. Hi, Fran. Hi, everybody.
Ayana, we look forward to hearing you chant Kol Nidre.
Thank you so much.
I am too. I can't wait for that.
Beautiful.
Yes, because I couldn't find the version I wanted on using Alexa. Now I have an old 78 of Moishe Orcher doing it, and I have 78s of Al Jolson.
Oh,
trying to get the Al Jolson one on Alexa, but she don't know from anybody except she does know from Jan Pierce.
really?
Haven't heard that name for years.
Well, Perry Como sings it.
Perry Como.
Really?
In Latin.
Perry Como sings it.
You heard Neil Diamond sing it?
Oh,
Neil
yes,
Diamond.
in the
Oh, but
movie.
that movie, yeah, but that was a bad movie.
Bad movie? No.
Why no? There are things that people who believe that nothing Neil Diamond is and can never be bad.
I'm one of them. We've seen it in concert.
So is my cousin.
Before we begin, a quick anecdote. After services one year, a lady asked me to ask Bonnie and I to drive her home. And we had never met her before. We were glad to do it. And when we drove her home, she said, by the way, I don't know if you know my son. Who is your son? Neil Diamond.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
It turns out to be Debbie Chesler's aunt.
Oh, she must have been
really?
She must have been a diamond in the rough, Rabbi.
Oh, boo hiss.
Can repent for that joke starting in a few minutes.
I've often been referred to as a zircon in the rough.
All right. No, zircon's diamond. Well,
So we're going to begin in a minute. If you have not yet put on your talit, please go ahead and do so.
tomorrow. I keep forgetting to bring it. Did we wear it at all?
Rabbi, I have someone on the phone here who says that they couldn't get onto the YouTube. Is it working now?
It is. I've got it in front of me. I see other people. We have a number of people who are on it. Tell her to try again. Does she have the link? Did you send her the current link?
He says that it's on.
Hi, Rabbi.
Who's that?
It's Robert Blank. I have the. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. I have the your YouTube channel on my TV screen right now, and I don't see you broadcasting.
Right. So it's the second one.
Try the link again.
Did you get an email today?
You have to, if you were trying it before. You have to go back and
Should be on that list.
turn it off and then
But it should be the same as that
relink.
second link. Is that
It's
the one you
it's
want, right?
YouTube on my television. I can't actually type a link in, but I have your. I'm able to see your channel, and I see the event that you have for Kol Nidre, and it's showing that it begins at 1:30.
Now.
All right. So
Hold on.
does it say Kol Nidre?
Yes, it does.
All right. That should be broadcasting now.
It should be, but all I see is the logo.
And there's no way that you can click on it.
Well, I just clicked into it, and it's just showing the logo. It's not showing a video feed.
Okay, interesting. It may be that you have to use a different access and it won't broadcast on TV. I don't know.
Yeah,
Those of you who are already on TV and watching YouTube, if you could send in the chat, if you could let us know that you're watching it on a TV and not a computer, we'll know whether it's getting through. So Robert, thank you for letting me know. Well, I am going to mute everybody, and please don't take it personally. But we are going to begin our service. You are all now muted, and we'll ask you for the duration of the holiday, please do not unmute yourself. There will be no opportunities for discussion until tomorrow at 6:15, when we will resume our Yom Kippur Day participation, and we'll let you know more about that later and tomorrow. But we are going to begin now with our Erev Kol Nidre service. And during this Day of Atonement, let us ask ourselves hard questions, for this is the time for truth. How much time did we waste in the year that has now gone? Did we fill our days with life, or were they dull and empty? Was there love inside our home, or was the affectionate word left unsaid? Was there a real companionship with our children, or was there a living together and a growing apart? Were we a help to our mates, or did we take them for granted? How was it with our friends? Were we there when they needed us or not? The kind deed, did we perform it or postpone it? The unnecessary jibe, did we say it or hold it in? Did we live by false values? Did we deceive others? Did we deceive ourselves? Were we sensitive to the rights and feelings of those who worked for us? Did we acquire only possessions, or did we acquire new insights as well? Did we fear what the crowd would say and keep quiet when we should have spoken? Did we mind our own business, or did we feel the heartbreak of others? Did we live right? And if not, then have we learned, and will we change? These are questions that we think about during the holiday of Yom Kippur, which we usher in now with the singing by cantorial soloist Ayana Haviv of the Kol Nidre. Please follow along on page 352 in your Machzor, your High Holiday Prayer Book, page 352.
Kol Nidre Vesarei Vecharamei Vekonamei Vechinuyei Vekinusei Ushevut Dindarna Hudrish Tebana Udea מיום כיפורים זה עד יום כיפורים עלינו לטובה. כל הון יחרדנה והון כל הון יהון שרן שוויקין בטרין ומבוטלין לשרירין ולקיומים נדרנה לנה נדרי וסרנה לאסרי ושבותנה לשבות.
All vows, promises, and commitments made in your presence since last Yom Kippur and in the years before, may we be given strength to keep them. Our marriage vows, may they endure through dark days and through dull days, through fatigue and through anger. May our love prove strong enough and our faith deep enough to last.
כל נדרי ואסרי וחרמי וקונמי וכינויי וכינוסי ושבו דין דרנה הוד איש תבנה ודעה חרימנה ודעה סרנה נפשתנה מיום כיפורים זה עד יום כיפורים עלינו לטובה. כל הון יחרדנה shevitin betilin umvutalin la sheririn melakayamin didrana la nidri me'esarana la esari ushivudana la shivut.
Our vows to ourselves, commitments to good health. May we take our own lives seriously enough to heed them, keeping our promises in the way we eat and drink, the way we work and rest, and the things that get us angry. The promises that we made to study and worship, we meant them when we made them, but so many things get in the way. This time, may we be strong enough to let our better selves prevail. Commitments made to parents and to friends, pledges to charity and other good intentions, help us to become as noble, compassionate, and generous as we saw ourselves to be at those moments. Dear God, we meant in all seriousness the promises we made to you, to each other, and to ourselves, even as we mean the vows that we speak tonight. They were our reaching toward you as plants reach toward the light. May you, God, reach down to us as we reach up to you and give us strength and self-respect, fidelity and vision to grow to be the people we have sworn to be. All vows, commitments, obligations, promises we make from this Yom Kippur until the next, may we be strong enough to keep them.
Kol nidrei ve'esarei ve'charamei ve'konamei ve'chinuyi ve'kinusi ושבועות דינדרנה ודיש ודסד נפשתנה מיום כיפורים זה עוד יום כיפורים הבא ולגנוז לטובה כולהון יחרדתנה בהון כולהון יהון שרן שביטין בתהילין ומבוטלין לא שרירין ולא קיימים נדרנה נדרי מאסרנה לאסרי השיבותנה
We continue on the middle of page 352, Vinisla.
ונסלח לכל הדת בני ישראל והלגר הגר בתוכם כי לכל העם בשגגה ונסלח לכל הדת בני ישראל ולגר הגר בתוכם כי לכל העם בשגגה ונסלח לכל הדת בני ישראל ולגר הגר בתוכם כי לכל העם בשגגה סלח נא לעוון העם הזה כגודל חסדך וכאשר נסעת לעם הזה ממצרים ועד הנה ושם נאמר ויאמר אדוני סלחתי כדבריך ויאמר אדוני סלחתי כדבריך ויאמר אדוני סלחתי כדבריך. And we're on Shechianu, Rabbi?
Yes.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Emerson once wrote that if the sunset occurred once every 10 years, we would be so awed by it that it would appear to be a miracle. But since it happens every day, we pay scant attention to it. The soul of the religious person is geared to see miracles in the daily occurrences in nature. Sunrise, sunset, the growth of fruit, flowers, trees, the rolling of brooks, and the power of the seas. This is the theme of our next prayer, Ma'ariv Aravim, the middle of page 360.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר בדברו מעריב ערבים מחוכמה פותח שערים ארץ וזמן מפתיע והזמנים המסודת כוכבים ולשתולל ורקים מצנתו ברון ובלילה ונפתודה חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבים.
Amen. Before Ayana chants the Ahavat Olam, you notice that we skipped the Baruch Hu. I wanted to remind you, if you weren't with us on Erev Rosh Hashanah, that because we don't have a constituted minyan of 10 in one space, in one room, so there are those parts of this liturgy that we can't do, and that includes the Baruch Hu, it includes prayers of Kedusha, it includes even the public reading of the Torah, although we will take care of that in another way tomorrow. But the second thing that I wanted to point out to you that is very unique in our service on Yom Kippur is that on the next page in your High Holiday Prayer Book, in your Machzor, you will notice that we have the Shema and then we have the Baruch Shem Kavod. The only time in the year that we say this second sentence out loud is on Yom Kippur. You've heard this before, but because so many of you have written to me and told me, actually none of you did that, but you would have if you had the opportunity to say, I want to hear the story again. So I kind of get that vibe from you. Let me share it with you. It seems that when Moses was up on Mount Sinai, he overheard the angels singing this wonderful, wonderful song. And the words were Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto L'Olam Va'ed. Moses loved it so much, the song of the angels, that when he came down with the 10 Commandments, he also taught this to the Israelites, and they began singing it all over the place too. It was like on the hit parade. The angels in heaven were very upset, and they turned to God and they said, God, that's not right. You gave us that song, and it's supposed to be just for us, not for those people down there. And God thought about that for a moment, and then God responded, you know, you're right. I did promise that this would only be for the angels, but you know what? I am going to allow the Jews to say this sentence, sing this song as well, but only on one day a year, and that will be on Yom Kippur. And why? Because on Yom Kippur, all Jews are as angels. We continue on the bottom of page 360, Ahavat Olam.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת על כן אדוני אלוהינו משוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד כי אם חיינו באורך ימינו ובהם נהגי יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננת עם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
We continue on the top of page 366, Umalchuto.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ובני ישראל, לך אנו שירה בשמך ואמרו
They're overloaded?
כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נעדר בקודש, נורות תהילות וספי. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה, זה לי אנו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגורלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Amen. The prayer book is structured in such a way that many of the prayers of the evening service have their equivalents in the morning service. For example, Ahavat Olam, about how God bestows love upon us by giving us the Torah, has Ahava Rabbah in the morning service. But the one prayer that is unique to the evening that has no equivalent in the morning is the next prayer, the Hashkivenu. And the reason is because the Hashkivenu prayer is asking for God to protect us in the evening. Spread over us your shelter of peace, it says. And the reason for this is because there's something about nighttime that's scary. And any of you who remember the tremble that we had with the little earthquake, it happened at night and some people were in bed, and it gets scary at night to have such things happening, including the creaks and the cracks that happen within our houses, it shifts, and the sounds that come from the outside. Because it's scary, we ask God, Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, to put over us his sukkah of peace. Hashkivenu, page 366.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ותקנינו בעץ הטובה בלפניך והושיענו למען שמך והגן בעדנו והסר מעלינו אויב דבר וחרב ורעה ויגון והסר שטן מלפנינו ומערינו ובצל כנפיך תסתירנו כי אל שומרנו ומצילנו בצאתנו ובבואנו, לחיים ולשלום, מעתה ועד עולם, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני, הפוריס סוכת שלום, עלינו בירכת עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים.
Amen. Page 368. For on this day atonement shall be made for you to cleanse you of all your sins before the Lord shall you be cleansed.
כי ביום הזה יכפר עליכם, לטהר אתכם מכל חטאותיכם, לפני אדוני תתהרו.
The Tsarkover Rebbe failed to preach for a long time. He was asked why, and he replied, there are 70 ways of reciting the Torah. One of them is through silence. And perhaps the Rebbe was trying to convey the thought that we teach best not by our exhortations, but by our examples, not by our lesson, but by our lives. If we teach silently, we can also pray silently. The psalmist tells us to you, silence is praise. We can praise in silence. We can petition in silence. We can praise in silence. We continue with the Amidah. If you choose, you may rise. We do it quietly. We continue with our prayers as well. Beginning on page 370, we conclude on page 382. You may be seated upon completion. Page 370, we continue quietly. Please continue quietly as Ayana Haviv continues with Haneshama Lach, page 388.
הנשמה לך והגוף לך חוסה חוסה על המלאך הנשמה לך והגוף שלך אדוני עשה למען שמך הנשמה לך והגוף לך חוסה חוסה
The piyut, the poem that's included in our High Holiday Liturgy, Ki Hinei Kachomer, that you can find on page 394, has a description of God as one who is like an artisan who is able to shape and to form, and the poet reflects on the fragility of human existence and pleads that God use us creatively and not destructively. We follow along on page 394.
כי הנה כחומר ביד היוצר, ברצותו מרחיב וברצותו מקצר, כן אנחנו בידך חסד נוצר, לברית הבט ועל תפן ליצר, כי הנה כאבן ביד המסתת, ברצותו אוחז וברצותו מחטט, כן אנחנו בידך מחיה וממוטט, לברית הבט ועל תפן ליצר, כי הנה חייריה ביד הרוקם, ברצותו מיישב וברצותו מהקם, כן אנחנו בידך אלקנו ונדוקים, לברית הבט ועל תפן ליצר, כי הנה ככסף ביד הצורף, ברצותו משגשג וברצותו מצרף, כן אנחנו בידך ממצילים בזאת טרף, לברית הבט ועל תפן ליצר.
Many of us have known each other a long time. I've been the rabbi of our congregation since 1976, which means that we're going on 44 years as we've watched each other grow old gracefully. But as we have done so, as we have headed into the later decades of the lifespan, I've been particularly remarked on the sentence that we have in the next prayer, Shema Kolenu, which has taken on a greater emphasis, and that is the line in Hebrew that is Al tashlechenu le'et zikna, which in English is cast not away when we are old, when our strength is gone, do not abandon us. And as we read this prayer petitioning God not to abandon us in our old age, we might remember the lines of the anonymous poet who saw the last days of life not as a time to fear, but as a time to rejoice and celebrate. This is his poem. Age is a quality of mind. If you have left your dreams behind, if hope is cold, if you no longer look ahead, if your ambitions' fires are dead, then you are old. But if from life you take the best, and if in life you keep the jest, if love you hold, no matter how the years go by, no matter how the birthdays fly, you are not old. Shema Kolenu, page 398.
Shema Kolenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Chus v'rachem aleinu, וקבל ברחמים וברצון את תפילתנו. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה, חדש ימינו כקדם. אל תשליכנו מלפניך ברוח קודשך, אל תיקח ממנו, אל תשליכנו לעת זקנה, ככלות כוחנו, אל תעזבנו. אל תעזבנו אדוני אלוהינו, אל תרחק ממנו, עשה עמנו עוד לטובה, ויראו שונאינו ויבושו, כי אתה אדוני עזרתנו וניחמתנו, אמרנו האזינה אדוני בינה חגיגנו. יהיו לרצון נמרפינו, והגיון ליבנו לפניך, אדוני צורנו וגואלנו, כי לך אדוני הוכלנו, אתה תענה אדוני אלוהינו.
We continue on the middle of page 400, Ki anu amecha.
כי אנו עמך ואתה אלוהינו, אנו בניך ואתה אבינו, אנו עבדיך ואתה אדוננו, אנו קהליך ואתה חלקנו, אנו נחלתך ואתה גורלנו, אנו צונדיך ואתה רואינו, אנו חרמך ואתה נותרנו, אנו פעולתך ואתה יוצרנו, אנו רעייתך ואתה דודנו, אנו סגולתך ואתה קרובינו, אנו אנביך ואתה מלכנו, אנו מאמיריך ואתה מאמירנו.
Let us turn to page 403. This is the Vidui, this is the Ashamnu, and then right after this we go into the Alchet Shechatanus. And so since we're going to be coming across this series of prayers a number of times during the course of the liturgy between tonight and tomorrow, I think it's important for us to take a close look at the Vidui, at these confessionals. The first aspect of this that's particularly important is that it does not contain the really big sins that we commit, the ones for which people would feel the most guilty, like adultery or murder. Rather, it deals with simple, everyday affronts, the common insults, the small everyday hurts that pile up like dead leaves in the fall. Secondly, the Vidui has less to say about our relationship with God and more about our relationship with our neighbor. The Vidui doesn't speak about commandments between God and man, like keeping kosher or putting on tefillin or observing the Shabbat. Apparently, God can bear our insults and infractions. Human beings are too frail and too weak to bear them. And then finally, the infractions of which we speak about in the Vidui have to do with attitude as well as action. We speak about haughtiness, rebellion, mockery, and disrespect. We mention scoffing and deceit and levity and cruelty. Our attitudes can be as devastating as our actions. A cold stare, a derisive smile, a cruel glance, a nasty word can be as devastating as a knife or a gun. Stealing someone's self-respect can be more devastating than stealing their money. And so as we recite the Vidui prayer, let us stop and consider our actions. It is in the simple, everyday interactions that character is formed. We must ask ourselves, where does our guilt truly lie? And so we continue. If you choose, you may rise, and we will beat our breast as cantorial soloist Ayana Haviv leads us in the Ashamnu, page 403.
Ay 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 Ashamnu
Ashamnu
Bagadnu
Bagadnu
Gazalnu
Gazalnu
Dibarnu Dofi
Dibarnu Dofi
Ay 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 Evinu
Evinu
Vehirshanu
Vihirshanu
Zadnu
Zadnu
Hamasnu
Hamasnu
Tafalnu sheker
Tafalnu sheker
Ay 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 Ya'atznu ra
Ya'atznu ra
Kizavnu
Kizavnu
Latznu
Latznu
Maradnu
Maradnu
Niatznu
Niatznu
Sararnu
Sararnu
Avinu
Avinu
Pashanu
Pashanu
Sararnu
Sararnu
Kishinu Oref
Kishinu Oref
Ay 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 Rashanu
Ashanu
Shichatnu
Shichatnu
Tiavnu
Tiavnu
Ta'inu
Ta'inu
Titanu
Titanu. And we remain standing for the Al-Chet, beginning on page 406.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך באימוץ הלב, על חטא שחטאנו לפניך באונס וברצון, על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בביטוי שפתיים, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בגלוי ובסתר, ועל כולם אלי סליחות, סלח לנו מחלנו כפר לנו ועל כולם אלוהי סליחות סלח לנו מחלנו סלח לנו מחלנו כפר לנו על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בקליפת שחד, על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בלשון הרע, על חטא שחטאנו לפניך במאכל ובמשפטה, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בנטיית גרון, ועל כולם אלוה סליחות, סלח לנו מחלנו, כפר לנו, ועל כולם אלוהי סליחות, סלח לנו מחלנו, סלח לנו מחלנו, כפר לנו.
Please be seated. We come now to the Avinu Malkeinu. And the Avinu Malkeinu is interesting in the formulaic Avinu and Malkeinu. When I would introduce myself to my future students at camp, usually the 9th graders will come up to Brandeis Camp and we would have a retreat for them. And I would introduce myself and I'd say, I'm Rabbi Vorspan, I'm Rabbi David Vorspan. And you can call me Rabbi Vorspan, you can call me Rabbi. One kid, I remember one year, he said, can I call you Dave? I said, that's a little too familiar. Rabbi Dave is fine, but Dave is a little inappropriate. And it reminded me of this, Avinu Malkeinu, because Malkeinu is our ruler. Avinu is my parent. And the idea of describing God as both being close and being far, being a parent and being distant, is for many people the relationship that people have with a deity, with God. Sometimes there's a closeness and sometimes there's a distance, just as it is true with people. And so that is part of the thrust of this particular series of prayers, the Avinu Malkeinu, that has been put together over the course of a number of centuries as issues have become a part of the Jewish community and they needed a prayer to respond to them. And so please follow along as we turn to page 414, Avinu Malkeinu.
אבינו מלכנו, אין לנו מלך אלא אתה. אבינו מלכנו, עשה עמנו למען שמך. אבינו מלכנו, חדש עלינו שנה טובה. אבינו מלכנו, חננו ועננו. אבינו מלכנו, חננו ועננו, כי אין בנו מעשים. עשה עמנו צדקה וחסד. עשה עמנו צדקה וחסד, והושיענו. אבינו מלכנו, חננו ועננו. אבינו מלכנו, חננו ועננו, כי אין בנו מעשים. אבינו מלכנו, בטל מעלינו כל גזרות קשות. אבינו מלכנו, בטל מחשבות שונאינו. אבינו מלכנו, הפר עצת אויבינו. אבינו מלכנו, כלה כל צער ומשתין מעלינו. אבינו מלכנו, חננו ועננו. אבינו מלכנו, חננו ועננו, כי אין בנו מעשים. עשה עמנו צדקה וחסד. עשה עמנו צדקה וחסד, והושיענו. עשה עמנו צדקה וחסד, עשה עמנו צדקה וחסד, והושיענו, אבינו מלכנו, חננו ועננו, אבינו מלכנו, חננו ועננו, כי אין בנו מעשים.
I invite our president, Jordan Pistol, to please unmute himself and share with us congregational announcements.
I unmute myself with pleasure. Shana Tova. In a few moments, Rabbi Vorspan will share with us his Yom Kippur message. As normally we would close the doors for this, but what I advise you to do at this time is to close any other windows you may have open on your computer. A special thank you to cantorial soloist Ayana Havi for her beautiful renditions of the liturgy. Tomorrow morning services will begin at 10 a.m. with Hamelech. Those services will include Yisker. At 6:15 p.m., Rabbi Vorspan will conduct an Ask the Rabbi session and lead in a discussion dealing with High Holy Day themes. We'll be followed at 7:10 with Nila and Havdalah around 7:30. Next Thursday evening, Rabbi Vorspan, that's on October 1st, Rabbi Vorspan will be conducting his weekly Around the Rabbi's Tish, concentrating on a study of the Sukkot season that begins next Friday. Our board meeting will be on Wednesday, October 7th at 7:30 p.m. There will be other tishes, but for the sake of brevity, please check the share notes when you get them. Our next Shabbat service will be on October 17th at 10:30 a.m. via Facebook, YouTube, and Zoom. Shana Tova.
Thank you, Jordan. If you can, please rise for Aleinu, page 420.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו מגובי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו, אין עוד אמת מלכנו, אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום בהשבות אל לבביך. כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. ונאמר וחיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
We come now to the Mourner's Kaddish. I'll ask you to be seated unless you are in mourning or observing Yahrzeit. But I will ask everybody just for this one moment to unmute yourself, because as we recite the Mourner's Kaddish, the community will respond with the words Yehei Shmei Rabbah and Amen in order to remind ourselves that we still are a community that has gathered together, and we are there for those who are reciting the Mourner's Kaddish, which we can find on page 422. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shmei Rabbah Alma divrach hibrute v'yamlich malchute b'chayechon uvyomechon b'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala ubizman kariv imiru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach leolam omein maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpoar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yit hadar v'yit halev v'yit halal shemei tekudesha berichu le'ela le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata ushbechata v'nechemata ya'amiran v'alma v'imiru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba mitzvaya v'chayim Amen. Oses shalom lomar hu shalom aleinu ol Yisrael. Amen. I ask you to please be seated now and mute yourself. I did it. I did it. It occurred to me that Zooming a sermon, as I'm going to do now, Zooming a sermon or Zooming a lecture, for somebody who has fears of public speaking, this is perfect. All they have to do is to turn the screen off and then they don't have to see anybody. And then they just speak to the camera. But fortunately, I don't have a fear of public speaking and I want to see you. I miss being in the same room with you. But this is truly the best next thing. But it comes with a concern. It has been an incredibly difficult half year. Everything has been on overload, but companionship, which has been in short supply. The entire world is entering our homes, but stopping at the screen in front of us in a rectangle. Whether it's our smartphone or our computer screen or our television, if we're not on a screen watching and digesting and interacting, we are shut off from the world. There are a few forays into the world itself, a little shopping here and there, perhaps maybe some visits with family. But for the most part, our world has become two-dimensional and very distilled. And the information that we are getting from this two-dimensional world can be both encouraging and discouraging, entertaining and terrifying, uplifting and depressing. Yes, we could be doing more than watching these screens. We could be reading books and magazines. We could be developing hobbies. We could be creating and recreating, exercising and meditating, studying and reorganizing. But for many, we did that the first month of the pandemic, maybe the first 2 months. March and April were amazing months for me. I got a tremendous amount done, but then a listlessness has set in, at least for me. Yes, some others have been able to sustain the activity of March and April, to keep it going, to accomplish deeds and chores they said that they would do if they ever found themselves with extra time at home. But for those of us who have allowed the newness and uniqueness of the beginning of the pandemic to wane, our mental health experts have been helping us by saying it's okay. It is, after all, the new norm. So it's okay not to get a lot accomplished. It's not necessarily unhealthy to feel a sense of lethargy, of lack of motivation, of boredom from the monotony. It's even okay to have feelings of depression, of sadness for what is being lost, of lives and plans put on hold, and feelings of economic distress and concern and worry for others. As you know, I interact with teens every day in my high school, and I see how some are showing grit and determination, an ability to overcome, to accept the challenges. But I also see some of the kids who are not. I see the blank stares. I crack jokes and I see kids who don't laugh, who just don't care, who are just done with this. And I wonder, what can I do as their teacher? So in my wisdom class that I give to 12th graders, last week we looked at a sentence that I thought could, if we took it seriously, could be very important in somebody's life. It happened to be Coach John Wooden, who made this statement: the people who turn out best are those people who make the best out of the way things turn out. So we looked at that and we thought about it. And then I wondered how many of my students were able to actually do this. And so I asked them to share what they are doing in their lives to make the best of all this. Now understand, I'm asking high school seniors this. And one of the kids was honest, and he wrote me that the hardest part of COVID-19, he wrote, for me, is getting old and not being able to make memories with my friends. High school is about being with your friends, and it is your last chance of being a kid, and I feel it has been stripped from me. That's what he wrote. But I was also encouraged as I read other kids' reflections. For example, one student wrote, at first I had very mixed mindset about a certain thing that I ultimately had no real control over. And I think that's what was killing me. But it was affecting me so much that I realized that I wanted to do something about it. I started trying my best to change the way I was approaching things and have just been taking up every opportunity that has been proposed to me. And that's honestly been putting me in a much better place. So I think I'm going to continue doing that and see where it ends up taking me. Another student wrote me, I make the best out of it by doing little things that make me happy. I love the beach, and whenever I have the chance or need some time to unwind, I love to go to the beach and just watch the waves roll in. Another student shared with me, I'm trying new things like reading new books or trying a new recipe, even going on bike rides around the neighborhood or taking walks with my mom. It has helped me to make the best of things. And then finally, this from another student. By thinking and holding onto positive or even just calm thoughts, one will have a better outlook throughout the day. Instead of thinking that a patch of dead trees is ugly, look at it positively. The blowing of the wind, the giant tree that looks like it's holding up the sky, calm and positive thoughts can change one's outlook on a day. Isn't that amazing? That's one of the reasons I love teaching high school students. But I want you to know something about two of the students that I just quoted. One of the students is taking my class from a hospital room where he is undergoing chemo. Another student who returned to my classroom last week, the week before, had open heart surgery. Could you tell from their reflections that I just read to you which were those students' reflections? Kids can be resilient. We can all be resilient. But I think that would also minimize the crisis that we're in. And I don't want to be Pollyannish about all of this. For those who are suffering, that pain is real. And I understand that. And I want all of you to know that my words this evening cannot undo the effects of this past half year, nor I think even make things better for the next half year or so. So instead, I want to concentrate on a particular mindset that we can have right now. And a mindset that I think that we can put into practice tomorrow evening around 8 o'clock. And it all begins with a rabbi by the name of Ben Zoma, who stood on the steps of the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, and he was gazing down at a throng of people that were gathered for a festival, and he was inspired to recite a blessing. And he said, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shebara kol elu lish mesheni. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who created all these to serve me. No, he wasn't an egomaniac who thought he was the center of the universe. He said this 2,000 years ago, and we read his explanation of why he said it in the Talmud. This is what he wrote. Consider how much effort Adam had to exert before he had bread to eat. He plowed and sowed and reaped, sheaved, threshed, winnowed, separated the grain from the chaff, ground the grain into flour, sifted, kneaded, and baked. And only after all of that he could eat. And I, Rabbi Ben Zoma said, on the other hand, I wake up and I find all of this has been prepared for me. Similarly, how much effort Adam had to exert before he had a garment to wear. He sheared and cleaned and combed and spun and wove, and only thereafter did he have a garment to wear. I, on the other hand, wake up and find all of these prepared for me. All kinds of craftsmen and merchants came to the door of my home, and I wake up and I find all of these before me. Rabbi Abraham Isaac Cook, who was the chief rabbi of Jerusalem at the beginning of the last century, he applied this teaching to our lives. He wrote, God created each individual to be a specialist. Each person is able to and desires to carry out tasks that others cannot or will not do. Viewed from this perspective, he wrote, it turns out that every other person in the world is directly or indirectly serving every other. Hence the recitation of that blessing. Ben Zoma knew that his daily existence depended on civilization and an economy, and that deserved his gratitude. Contemporary journalist A.J. Jacobs didn't feel he was grateful enough for what he had. And so he put together a plan which he describes in his book, Thanks 1,000, a gratitude journal. He decided to find every person whose business or labor resulted in the cup of free trade coffee that he picked up every morning from a local coffee shop. He wanted to find out every person that was involved in getting that coffee to him, and he wanted to thank them. So he first thanked the barista, and then he went on from there. And he kept discovering new people and businesses that were part of this vast network that brought him his coffee. And at the end of the book, there is a list of all the people in the organizations that he thanked. The chapter headings give a sense of the staggering scope of his quest. The barista and the taster, the cup makers, the roasters, the water system that supplies the famously tasty New York City water, the regulators that supervise the coffee's purity, the various shipping companies by water and by road that bring the coffee from Colombia to the store, the miners and smelters who make the metal that goes into the tools and devices needed for making the coffee. And of course, it ends up with him flying to Colombia, then traveling by a small plane, a van, and then a pickup truck to the mountains to meet and to thank the growers. It all ended up with just over 1,000 thank yous. Jacob's book is about gratitude, but it's also about something else, something that has been made very clear to all of us by this pandemic. We are interdependent. Not wealth, nor power, nor fame can detach us from the myriad invisible threads that connect us. And it's not just the obvious people. It's also those who are invisible to us, and of the many individuals that are involved in servicing our needs, that help bring items and services into our lives. Some are in trouble. And when they're in distress, we all feel the effects, even if we don't realize it. Think about this. If migrant harvesters and meat packing workers get sick, our food supply suffers. Without people to restock the shelves, our supermarkets are empty. Hospitals need not only doctors and nurses, they need orderlies and janitors. And what's going on in the lives of these people that we end up having to rely upon? We discover that in the great interlocking network of our economy, essential workers are often the lowest paid and least protected. No sick leave, no medical coverage, no child care. We discovered that our comfortable lives and cheap consumer products and services are sustained by an army of workers who are barely getting by and now face hunger and homelessness. So, Let us learn from the many discomforts and disruptions of this pandemic that our daily existence depends on countless people, visible and invisible, near and far. Everything we have, every possession, every bite of food, every vial of medicine is ours because of them and their labors. So we should not only be grateful to them, but also respect their dignity and be concerned about them as well. And these are Jewish values. Unlike many in America, I think our rabbis honored workers of every kind. All of the rabbis in the Talmud had day jobs, many as manual laborers or artisans, and they valued the hard labor of the field worker who spent little time in the study of Torah. Ben Zoma teaches us to be grateful for everyone whose work supports our lives, and they are indeed multitudes. So I talked about 8 o'clock tomorrow. Let me suggest that tomorrow night at our break fast, after you've taken the edge off your hunger, take time to visualize and discuss your chain of interdependence. Where did the food that you ate come from? Who made it possible? How about the clothes that you're wearing, your furniture and technology? On whom have you depended in particular during this sheltering in place? Expand your vision out to the wider landscape of your daily life and picture the people and pipelines that serve your needs. Consider that you fasted for one day, but many of those in this vast supply chain of your life are hungry every day. The pandemic has focused our attention on how much we need each other. Family far away, a loving touch of comfort at a sickbed or shiva, the countless thousands that bring the world to our doors. So let us bless and thank, perhaps even with the bracha, like the hamotzi, before we have that meal tomorrow night. And then when the plague is controlled and we are freed from sheltering in place, let us go out into the world with these insights guiding in place our vision and our deeds. A new appreciation for the lives and needs of others and the actions that must follow. And may we all be inscribed in the coming year in the book of life, health, and grateful and mindful interdependence. As we now conclude our service with the singing of Yigdal, page 426.
She's unmuted.
She's muted.
Oh, Ayana, you have to unmute. Bit of an anticlimax, but
That was the best I've ever sung, too. And we all missed it.
I hope I wasn't unmuted or muted.
יגדל אלוהים חי וישתבח, נמצא בענת אל מציאותו, אחד בן יחיד כי ייחודו, נעלם וגם אין סוף לאחדותו, אין לו דמות הגוף ואינו גוף, לא נערוך אליו קדושתו, קדמון לכל דבר אשר יברא, ראשון ונראשית לראשיתו, הינו אדון עולם וכל נוצר, יורה גדולתו ומלכותו, שפע נבואתו נתנו אל אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו, לא קם בישראל כמו שעוד, נביא ומביט את אמונתו, את נתן לאבואל על יד נביאו נאמן ביתו לא יחליף האל ולא יביר דתו לעולמים לזולתו צופה ויודע סתרנו מוביט לסוף דבר בקדמתו גומל לאיש החסד כי מפעלו נותן לרשע רק רשעתו ישלח לקץ ימין משיחנו לפדות מחכה קץ ישועתו מתים יחיה אל ברוב חסדו ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו מתים יחיה אל ברוב חסדו ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו.
Adonai oz la'amo yitain, Adonai yavarech amo v'shalom. May the Lord give dignity unto his people. May the Lord bless his people with peace, a shana tova umituka, and a meaningful fast. Shalom.
Amen.
Oh.
That was lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Ariana.
Beautiful.
I heard that the most popular word during the pandemic is unmute yourself. Unmute.
Shana Tova, everybody.
Shana Tova. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayana. Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Good night. Good night.
Good
Oh,
night.
there you are, Davida.
I'm with Beverly.
Hi,
I'm with Beverly.
Good night.
All of them really look alike.
Hi, Laura. Nice to see you.
29 people. Oh,
Oh, it didn't say anything.
Hi, Rach.
The last man standing. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Or sitting.
Okay.
Hi, Clara.
Hi, hi. Good to see you.
If you see another Vorspan on the screen, may I introduce my sister, Rachel?
Yes.
Hi, Rachel.
Hey, Rachel.
From New York. Rachel, you have to unmute. Unmute, unmute.
Yeah, see what I'm doing. Oh, there it is.
There you go. Go.
Oh, there she
Yeah, there.
We can hear you now, Rachel.
Oh, you couldn't hear me before?
No.
Oh, I was telling you what a wonderful job you did. The sermon was so moving and so timely, and I enjoyed every minute of it. Thank you so much, Dave.
Thank you,
I'm really
Rachel.
proud to be your sister.
Rachel, you're from New York. You're in New York?
I'm trying to.
I'm in New York, yeah.
I don't think
We
Rachel's
are
ever
coast
heard me
to
give a
coast.
sermon. Rachel, have you ever heard me give a sermon?
Not in a long time. You've been way too far away, but I loved it, and I would love to hear more.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you, Rachel.
We're blessed to have him and hear his sermons all the time. He's the best.
Oh, yeah, we're blessed.
I know he's the best. That I definitely know. Sermon or not.
Where in New York are you?
Manhattan.
Where?
Upper West Side. Where else would I be?
I'm a village person. I'm in the village. Well, look at us.
I'm so reluctant to turn this off. It was a wonderful experience.
How many people are left?
Will we see you tomorrow?
I hope so. It
Okay.
depends what time you start. You know, I'm allowed 3 years, I'm 3 hours off.
She's later. Yeah, but sure. Yes.
We start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, your time.
Oh, okay. I think maybe I could do that.
Hey, Stan, how come my camera won't turn on?
Who said that?
Yeah, you know. You see my name, but you can't see my face.
I know. I don't know why. Is it a computer that you're connected to or an iPad or what?
No, it's just on the computer. You know, when I go on Thursday night, my camera turns on. But for some reason or other, it hasn't turned on now. Can't figure it out.
I think it's an Orthodox camera.
On there that says start video. Jay,
An Orthodox camera?
Yeah.
You have a start video on your screen.
Yeah, the start video thing is marked out, but yeah, I can't turn it on. It won't turn on. Don't know what's wrong.
We will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be around tomorrow. I enjoyed listening, you guys. Very, very good as usual. All right, saying good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank
you, Rabbi.
Okay, I'm going to shut us down
Have an
here.
easy fast. Have an easy fast.
Yes, see you all tomorrow. I'm going to end our Zoom for this evening, and we'll catch some of you tomorrow. You can just drop in and out as the day progresses. That's what I'm going to do. So.
Zoom golly golly. Zoom golly golly.
Right.